This is a show that will blow your mind, but it might not. It all depends. Do you like breakfast and a book with a friend? Hello, everybody in the world. We are going to cook. It's French toast. It's breakfast. Hi guys. I'm cooking French toast. It's breakfast and a book with swallow. That's what we're doing today. Even though it's 2 o'clock or something like that, 1:30. I am gonna make breakfast. You guys. It's gonna be French toast. So that's always a good time. I don't know who here likes French toast, but that should be everybody. French toast is very easy. It's 2 eggs, about 2/3 cup of milk. I add a little bit of flour. I know that is very odd that I add flour to my French toast, but I think it's pretty tasty. And then a little bit of brown sugar, as always, because I add brown sugar to everything, and some cinnamon. So let's get started with breakfast and a book with Swallow. Yeah, breakfast and a book with Swallow. And cooking, you guys, because we're cooking today. So let's do this. We got an egg. Will I crack it and not put shells? I did. It's fine. Hurrah. Second egg. Same as the first. Yes, there is no shells. My roommate is putting up with me doing this. It's very nice. So, we got 2 eggs. 2 eggs in a bowl. We pour in some milk. You have to have a proper milk pouring stance. Yeah, you like do that lip pursing. Angel said he just finished reading The Color of Magic. Yes, we're going to talk about Men at Arms. Color of Magic is a great book. Color of Magic is somewhere else in my collection. Men at Arms is the one that I have. You liked my egg song? You were correct, Angel. Brown sugar. Bloop. A little bit of cinnamon. Boop, boop, boop. Oh, nothing's coming out. There we go. A little bit of cinnamon. More cinnamon. Like I said, I put a little bit of flour. Where are my spoons? There we go. Not too much, just a little bit. Bam. I think then it adds it like a little more batter to it. Yes, Man at Arms is also a Discworld novel. My friend Angel was asking that, for those of you in the YouTube's worlds. So then we do this. We make a mess. We make a mess. We try not to make too much of a mess. Yeah, hey, hey, hey. Hey, hey, hey. You stir it up. You stir it up. This is a lot more than I would thought. I think this is usually for like making 6 pieces of toast, so this is probably over the top because I think I'm just gonna make 2. But you know what? We're gonna have fun anyways. I'm using a fork. I actually, in this case, like a fork better than a whisk. I have a whisk. I am an adult. I promise. Also, real quickly, let's just practice. You love this Ramon song? Nice. That is very much a Ramon song. I about the eggs, stir the eggs, 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 stir the eggs. So now I'm gonna do a hand washing song, because always wash your hands. Hey, hey, Wash your hands because you're not a dirty animal. Wash your hands because there's a pandemic. Wash your hands. Don't get weird diseases. Don't get the weird disease. Don't get the weird disease. Wash your hands for more than 20 seconds. Wash your hands, you gotta do it well. Wash your hands before you cook the breakfast. Hey. Dry them off with an actual dry towel. Dry them off with the clean old hands. Now you got the clean old hand to reach in the bag and grab the bread. I'm singing a song to you because I don't know what else to do. Got the wheat bread because that's what the bread I got. I would prefer a sourdough when I'm making French toast if I could, if it was a nice sourdough bread. I don't like to waste these, so I'm gonna make French toast with this for me. And then one for Ariel. If you don't know, Ariel is my hot girlfriend. So now, I'm going to put a little butter on the pan. That might have been a little too much butter, but that's okay. Guys, figured I'd pick it up for the cooking. Ooh, the lighting's so good. Shining bright. Alright, we got a nice thing. We're gonna go. So when you put your French toast in the thing, you gotta do it right, guys. You do it like this. Bam. Bam. That might have been too much. Aha! Now it's cooking. In a cooking show, they never tell you how hard it is to film all the stuff you're doing while you're cooking. So I heated up the pan ahead, so at least that way it wouldn't be waiting forever while I do it. We're gonna get this French toast going. We're gonna put some syrup on it. We're gonna bring some to Ariel. Then we're gonna go to my breakfast nook and we're gonna talk about Men at Arms. Men at Arms is a great book, but I don't want to give it away yet. Let's see. See how this turned out. I actually don't make French toast a lot, so this is kind of an adventure. Ooh, not bad, not bad. Bam! French toast. Ah, there we go. I was pushing the button to change it to my face, my beautiful face. So we're gonna put some bacon and some sausage, which we cooked ahead of time. Bam. Bacon. Look at this cool Spider-Man plate with a bunch of meat on it. Yeah, I had the bacon and the sausage pre-made, but I didn't want to do I wanted to make the French toast fresh. Fresh. Ah, fresh. I'm mostly showing off my singing today, you guys. Angel is not binging Schitt's Creek yet, but we will be doing that. We have been watching, well, we finished watching Tiger King. And now we're watching Fleabag. If you haven't seen Fleabag, it is awesome. Oh, my other roommate is watching Schitt's Creek in the background. Good hearing. Da da bum 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 bum. Walking through the house to bring Ariel her foods. Yeah, 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 there's a cat right there. Who doesn't like a cat? Babe, I'm gonna bring this to you. Oh. You don't want it in the bathroom, babe? I mean... The babe doesn't want it in the bathroom, you guys. She doesn't want to eat her food in the bathroom. It's like she's a grown-up or something, you know?
I know, I'm super high maintenance. I know.
Not high maintenance at all, baby.
Hold on, I want to get my 2 phones.
She washed her hands like 45 seconds, just like we talked about earlier.
I'm dealing phone.
She's got her 2
Gotta
phones.
Keep money during the coronavirus. Just kidding. I don't do drugs.
We don't deal drugs yet.
My work phone.
We do have a big yard. We may have to start growing weed to make some money.
Want me to do a taste test, babe?
Yeah, let's see. Let's see. We'll turn on the light here.
Our messy bedroom. We just moved in. Don't judge. Let's see. Wheat French toast.
Wheat French toast.
Yeah.
Pretty good?
I don't even taste like the wheat so distinctly that it messes it up or anything.
Nice.
No, it's good.
And here's some cats, guys. Ignore our dirty room.
Lazy co-workers, lazy kitty co-workers.
Now we're gonna go make my French toast.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah, this is what we do, guys. During the pandemic, we wander around the house we have with roommates, and we make stuff. Here we go. We're making the next one. French toast is easy to make. Like I said, it took me, what, like 40 seconds? Do that one first. I will tell Angel, I will tell Ariel you said hi. So now I got to do a dance while we cook this for a little bit. Oh wait, we'll put it up so you can really see the goodness of the dance. This is why French toast cooking is cooking dance. French toast is cooking. French toast is cooking. You guys, clearly, I am not a professional dancer. We'll save this for later. Where is my saran wrap? There it is. We can have some more tomorrow, maybe. Tomorrow I probably won't cook. I'll probably just do the breakfast and a book with Swallow. Just the breakfast already made. But I thought it'd be fun to make French toast for you guys. Trying to keep you entertained during quarantine. That's the whole goal here. We're just trying to be silly and have a nice time while we do things. So let's take a trip to my fridge. Yeah, fridge time. I'm just happy I have food in my fridge. Because things could be worse, you guys. Every time I think about how everything's about to get pretty tough and money and all that good stuff, I also think about the fact that I have a phone that I'm talking to you guys in. I have a laptop. I can watch TV, at least for the time being. You know, yes, if a few months go by and we have no money and we're not, you know, pushing through, then it could turn into a problem. But right now, like, I'm very lucky. I could be homeless. I could be in a different country where Democrats don't push through helpful stuff to help us all out, or, you know, live in a third world country. There's plenty of times I have to think about all the cool shit that I have. The fact that I can talk to you about books that I read for leisure. I read books for leisure. That's a pretty cool thing. It looks like my French toast is done. Turn Turn this off. Move this over here. Actually, we'll put this here so the roommates do not have to deal with it for the next 15 to 20 minutes while I talk to you about men-at-arms. Got sausage. We got a delicious French toast that I made from fancy French bread. Now, one thing that would be helpful is if I did not lose the top to the maple syrup. Oh, there it is. Haha! I found the top to the maple syrup, you guys. So now we gotta push this stuff out of the way. I do have roommates, have to not get in the way of their living. And then we're gonna take food over to the nook. So I'll be back in. I'm back. Let's do it, guys. Let's go. Let's go fly a kite up to the highest height. Oh, there's a burner still on. You guys, there's a burner still on my stove. But I don't know which one. They all say off. Oh, there we go. Got it. Whew, you guys. Gotta burn down the place. We can't be burning down things. Unless there are, I guess if there are our own things, you can burn them down. But don't burn it down where you could hurt other people, babe. We can't be doing that stuff. Let's get crazy. Okay, you guys. Whew. This is a lot of work. But we did it. We made French toast. Let's take a look at my French toast and my excellent breakfast. Bam! With some tea, of course. So, we've made it to the breakfast nook. So now we can have a bite of our French toast and we could start talking about one of my favorite authors, Terry Pratchett. I think it's only appropriate that I'm after Piers Anthony. Ooh, that was really good. I'm gonna have another bite. We also got pretty good maple syrup, which really helps anytime you're eating anything. So, we got Terry Pratchett, Men-at-Arms. Terry Pratchett is mostly famous for the Discworld novels. The Discworld novels being that there is a turtle flying through space with a disc on its back that has cities. That's the basic thing. Flat Earth people should love it. Hello-sies, because it's fantasy, and they should realize the difference between fact and fiction. Terry Pratchett, though, a great author, and he's hilarious. Most of his books are just like hilarious through and through. A little more deep than Piers Anthony, I would argue, but Piers Anthony can get pretty deep too. So I don't know. Depends on what you see, what you read. So we're gonna read the back of the book. When Captain Sam Vimes announces his retirement from the city guard, he's leaving to marry the richest lady in all Angmore Park and become a gentleman in the bargain. Oh, sorry guys. And become a gentleman in the bargain. The job of keeping the city safe falls to Corporal Carrot, And being a cop in Discworld is no easy task, especially when there's an assassin's plot afoot. But before Vimes takes his leave, he and Carrot must solve a series of foul murders committed with a strange new weapon never seen before in this world of swords. A fearsome device that appears to hurl lead pellets at alarming distance with great accuracy and velocity. Unfortunately, no one is really sure what it looks like or how it works. And then there's this little matter of the recently unearthed ancient document revealing that Ankh-Morpork, ruled for generations by seemingly disorganized crime, actually has a secret sovereign, a lost king, as it were, who has been found. Trouble is, he doesn't particularly want the job. It's a pretty good book. So, as always, what I like to do when I read books, now, this is Terry Pratchett, so I just buy a Terry Pratchett book. I probably would buy it. I'd be like, oh, Terry Pratchett has a new book? I'll buy it. Great. But when it's authors that I don't know, I like to open the book in the middle somewhere and just get an idea of their style of writing. So let's take a look. Hello there, he said. He blinked. It was 6 stories down and not a sight to look at on a recently emptied stomach. Could you come up here, please? He said. Eat ooh ah. Vimes stood back. There was a scrape of stone, and a gargoyle pulled itself laboriously over the parapet, moving like a cheap stop-motion animation. He didn't know much about gargoyles. Carrot had said something once about how marvelous it was, an urban troll species that had evolved a symbiotic relationship with gutters, and he admired the way they funneled runoff water into their ears and out through fine sieves in their mouths. They were probably the strangest species on the disc. Little parentheses. Wrong. Vimes didn't travel much except on foot and knew little of the Lancer suicide thrush, for example, or the shadowing lemma, which exists in only 2 dimensions and eats mathematicians, or the quantum weather butterfly. But it's possible that the strangest and possibly saddest species on Discworld is the hermit elephant. This creature, lacking the thick hide of its near relatives, lives in huts, moving up and building extensions as its size increases. It's not unknown for a traveler on the plains of Hawandaland to wake up in the morning in the middle of a village that wasn't there the night before. That gives you an idea of how fun Terry Pratchett is. In this specific book, there is intrigue and there's gun stuff in it, because basically it's the first gun in a fantasy world where normally they just have swords and bow staffs and archery. They now have a bullet coming out of a gun that's killing people, and they have to find out who's doing it and who invented it and why they invented it. Why wouldn't someone invent something like this when we have perfectly serviceable swords and magic? So much magic on Discworld. So basically, I don't want to give anything away because it's a very good book, but you should basically check out every single Terry Pratchett book that has ever existed. He is one of the best authors on the planet. Let's have a bite of sausage. It is breakfast and a book with Swallow. If I wasn't eating some food while I talk with my mouth full and covering it like this, because that is disgusting, and what is wrong with you, Rod Swallow? It'd be ridiculous. Let's read another one. The alley twisted once or twice, but there were no other alley or doors off of it. There was one at the far end. It was larger than a normal door and heavily constructed. Where are we? Whispered Cuddy. Don't know, said Detritus. Back of the dock somewhere. Cuddy pushed open the door with his sword. Cuddy? Yeah? We walked 79 steps. That's nice. Cold air rushed past them. Meat store, whispered Cuddy. Someone picked a lock. He slipped through and into a high, gloomy room as large as a temple, which in some ways it resembled. Faint light crept through the high, ice-covered windows. From rack upon rack, all the way to the ceiling, hung meat carcasses. I mean, seriously, this is, he's just, it's fast-paced. It's, my friend Philip says, you're going to be eating books soon when anarchy reigns. I mean, does paper provide any nourishment? Because if it does, I'll do it. We're lucky. We have an orange tree right outside of our house, so if we have to, and lemons, so I could just eat oranges and lemons until I die, or until I live for a very long time, because eating oranges and lemons is not that bad for you. Let's have a bite of bacon. I don't know what's better, bacon or sausage. Oh, they're so good. Why is it that the food that is probably not the best for you always tastes the best? If I believed in evil stuff, I'd say it was evil, tricking you into eating bad stuff, but I don't believe that. I believe it's just happenstance. Or maybe I just like bad stuff. Yeah. Like metal and fantasy novels and dragons and ninjas and ninja dragons. Um, but yeah, I think that's everything, guys. We ate some breakfast. I showed you how to cook French toast. We talked about Terry Pratchett, which again, you can read any of Terry Pratchett's books. Discworld is one of the best one. Let's look at a few books just to give you an idea. Here we go. We'll go with, this is all from the Discworld. So there's Soul Music, Lords and Ladies, and Small Gods. And I actually want to read the very beginning. Let's see if he has the thing. He usually has some kind of thing that kind of explains Discworld. But it doesn't look like he does this time. Oh well, I was gonna say Hogfather, Feet of Clay, Color of Magic, Tempted Yet. I mean, he's written a bazillion books. Oh, here we go. The world of Terry Pratchett usually finds itself irresistibly represented by Discworld, a flat circular planet that rests on the back of 4 elephants, which in turn are standing on the back of a giant turtle. Don't ask what the turtle stands on. You may as well ask what sound yellow makes. This is the backdrop for an intricate and delightful world that book prize winning author A.S. Byatt hails as more complicated and satisfying than Oz, where every aspect of life, modern and ancient, sacred and profane, is both celebrated and satirized. From religion and Christmas to vampires, opera, war, and everything in between. Reading Terry Pratchett is the literary equivalent of doing a cha-cha. Which I don't know if you know, but Bruce Lee was once the cha-cha champion of Hong Kong. So, anyways, like I said, read all the Terry Pratchett, read all the books. Look at all those books, you guys. Reading is super fun. It makes you a better person, a more thoughtful person, and also you can escape. And yes, I will plug the Nerd Goat episode. We just put out our newest episode, which is a Patreon of. Normally we have a Patreon on our Nerd Goat podcast, and normally we do a thing where we just talk about our favorite fictional characters of all time. But because of the Corona apocalypse, we are a little off our schedule, so we couldn't put the one that we did out yet. So what we put up recently was our Nerd Goat Patreon episode, where we do all these goofy voices. Some of them are serious, but most of them are very, very silly. So check out the newest episode of Nerd Goat, and check out our Patreon. Our Patreon's awesome. It has probably like 40 or 50 podcasts, extra podcasts that Ed and I did. Maybe not 40, but a lot. 20, 25. And then we also have art that we send out to people if they're on the $7 tier. The $5 tier gets you this extra podcasts. We try to put out 3 extra podcasts a month. Oh, look, the cat came in. I'm not easily distracted at all. Kitty! That's my soundproofing. Oh, well. I am not a great promoter. Sometimes I get easily distracted. Was it obvious by the kitty? Kitty! So anyways, our newest episode is just us doing a bunch of silly voices, and it's great. And you can get on our Patreon by going to patreon.com/nerdgoatpodcast. And you can also just Venmo me if you feel like it at Ron-Swallow, or PayPal me at ronswallow@gmail. I'm trying to do these things to keep other people entertained for the quarantine. And also, I don't really have a job now because all of my jobs that I used to do are gone. Basically relying on the podcast and these goofy ass videos. And I also am going to do live stand-up every Friday at 7 p.m. or 8 p.m. Probably 8 p.m., let's be real. And so if you want to support those type of things, that would be awesome. At some point, I may be, if this gets really, really long, I may be ridiculous and record my album in front of my roommates. My album is going to be called My Dead Cat Goku. And I don't know, it might be fun to record in here. So we'll see how it goes. Philip said he would listen to the Nerd Goat episode with all the voices, and he said, you and producer Bill killed the voices. Ed was on the show also. Just kidding. Ed did a good also. Ed always does well. Also, check out Rebooted. We just put out our Green Lantern idea of how to reboot Green Lantern. We rebooted the of Skywalker Saga and a bunch of other things like that. So basically, support the arts and be safe at home. Take care of yourselves. Do this not for yourself, but for the people with weakened immune systems that need protection. That's the same thing that vaccines work for, and that's the same reason we're all staying in. So please be careful out there. Put on the gloves, wash your hands, and always thank you for watching another episode of Cooking, Breakfast, and a Book with Swallow. Bye, guys. Oh, I tried to leave, but then it didn't work. Let's try again. Bye, guys.